In this video, we'll talk about how to read and print the output in C programming. Technically, C language has got two types of input and output statements. It's called formatted and unformatted IO statements. But majorly, we'll always be using two statements for all our purposes, and they are scanf and printf statements. Scanf is to read the input and printf is to print the output. Now let's only talk about printing some outputs. Let's talk about printing statements. In our previous video, we talked about how to print hello world to the screen. Now let's talk about print some information to the screen. Let's say I want to print my age to the screen. So I want to print it as my age is and a number which has to be stored inside a variable. For which I'll have a variable called age, which will store my age. And to print it to the screen, printf, I'll say my age is. After that, I wanted to have a value which has to be retrieved from a variable. So the type of this variable, right? The data type of this variable is called integer, for which we'll use a format specifier called as %d, age. Outside double quotes, we are printing this variable called age. And this printf statement prints whatever comes inside the double quotes to the screen. And whenever there is a format specifier here, any format specifier will always start with a percentage. It could be either %d, %l, %i. There are a lot of other format specifiers. Okay. And one out of it is called %d, which is a format specifier for integers. So I'm going to compile this again, same file hello.c. I'm running it and it prints my age is 26, where it is retrieving the value of this age variable from the memory and it is replacing it for the format specifier called %d. Okay, I hope this is clear. And let's talk about few other format specifiers. In terms of data types, which we'll see in the next video more in detail, the other data types available are float. So to name a floating variable, I'll call it I'll say average. Average, I'll say 4.5. And we also have a data type called double, which is the extended version of a floating variable. So DOB. And we also have a data type called char, which is a character variable, which can store a character like A. And we also have a character array, which is nothing but collection of characters. So I'll type my name here. Okay. So now to print all these values, printf, my name is %s is a format specifier for string, str. Printf, my age is %d, age. Since I wanted it in a new line, I'm going to have this command called /n, which stands for a new line character. Printf /n average is equal to, that is in terms of float. Okay, it is %f, abg. Printf, I'm going to print the double value. So I'm going to call this as double variable. whose value is a double value, for which we are going to use percentage LF long float. I'm going to call it as DOB, and the character printf /n character, which can be represented as percentage %C, and the variable MCH. Yes. Now I have to compile it and run it up again. GCC hello.c -o hello, which is the file name we are using, and hello.exe. You can see the values are printed very well. Since the /n is not included during for the double variable, because it was not in the next line, so I'll compile it one more time. I'll run it up. You can see the values being printed. I hope this makes you clear of how to handle the printf statement very well. Now let's talk about how to handle the scanf statements. So now this time I'm going to enter the name and the age from the user. So int age. I'm going to say printf. So this is a prompt message to the user saying he has to enter a number. Enter your age, which I'll scan with the statement called scanf %d, comma, ampersand of age, which talks about the ampersand means the address of this variable. It talks about address of this variable called age where it is stored. Okay. Ampersand talks about address. And to receive a name, I'm going to say char name. Name is going to be a collection of characters. So for collection of characters, I'm going to use something called as arrays, which is enclosed in square brackets. So these are details which we'll talk about later. Okay, so by here I'm going to give it a size as 30. Forget about it. When you talk about arrays, we'll talk about the size and the square brackets in detail at that point of time. As of now, just think about how we are reading the values alone. Just concentrate on that part. Printf, enter your name. Let's change the order. Let's get the name first. Let us change the order of it. Let's get the name and then the age later. Okay, so I'm going to say scanf %yes, comma, name. I'm reading the name. For an array, there is no need of mentioning the ampersand here. So let's leave it as such. Okay, so final printf statement, printf. The age of %yes, the person's name, is %d, comma, I mentioned it as name, comma, the age. There are two variables which we have used here. First thing first, I'll execute it and run it for you, and then I would like to explain it. So I'm entering my name as Om Prakash, and I'm entering my age as 26. You can see the age of Om Prakash is 26, the message that is printed. Okay. Now what this printf statement has done literally here is nothing but it has retrieved the value from this variable called name and replaced it in the place of %yes. And it has retrieved the value from this variable called age and has replaced in the place of %d. Okay. And this is how your scanf and printf statement basically works. And these are called as your formatted IO statements. Reason you can see we are using something called as format specifiers here, which specifies what is the format of data we are reading and printing to the screen. Okay. So with this, reading and printing the output is done. See you on the next task. Thank you.